One thing about toxic people, they will go deuces on you. They will ghost you like Casper, and they're not the friendly guys.
Letting go, yeah, it isn't easy. Two hearts slowly breaking. Living the highs and lows, I'm keeping busy. Don't know if we're worth saving. Are we meant to be, or are we second guessing? Would you stay with me if the world was ending?
My soul kicked in. I was like, what's good and welcome to it. My name is Solow and welcome to the SolowSays YouTube channel. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having a lovely day wherever you are. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me, but you already know how this goes. If you do like my vibe, please do subscribe, like, and comment and all that good stuff, because the love that you send to me, I send right back at you. Yes sir, yes ma'am. I just had a moment. I already see you by today's title. We are talking about the toxic Toby, which is toxic relationships, and I'm here to give you the tea on toxic relationships and how to identify maybe if you are in a relationship. If you've been wondering, like, Solow, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm in one, sometimes I don't feel like I'm in one. So if you could just lay it out for me, lay it down and tell me like how to differentiate between the two, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So if you are interested in that, do stick around. But without further ado, let's get into it. Toxic relationships. Now, child, you like, Solow, are you even qualified to speak about this? Like, do you even have credentials? Life experience? Yeah, if it comes to life experience, child, colors, honors, like literally I'm at a doctorate level at this point. I think I'm a doctor at this. I am still quite young, so I'm not saying that I can give advice for like every age group, but I feel like with my generation, but if you're not in my generation, I mean, take what resonates and leave the rest. But with my generation and everything that's going on, I feel like I have seen enough of relationship patterns. I've seen enough of my own relationship patterns, and that's why I feel like I can come here and tell you what it is and what it ain't. So I did a video on healthy relationships, keys to a healthy relationship. I'll leave something up here for that you can go check out if you are like, okay, Solow, I'm not even in that bracket of like toxic, which shout out to you. But if you are looking for like keys on what makes a healthy relationship, you can go check that out. But this video is all about how to separate the toxic in the Toby. So okay, I've been through some relationships. I've had some relationships where I definitely saw a bunch of red flags and I made them green. I saw all the signs and I say, God, send another. I had to reap the consequences of my actions. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. And I'm here to share, like, okay, if this is what's going on, you understand, get out. The first point, I got my notes on deck. You already know what time it is. So the first point that I want to make is that everything in life starts with you. So in all situations, in all relationships, whether it's platonic relationships, whether it's, you know, your person type of relationships, or it's family relationships, it all starts with you. The way that people treat you is the way that you kind of model how you want to be treated. People that came into my life obviously were reflecting to me what I lacked within or what I tolerated within. So a lot of the toxic relationships that I found myself in was based on my own programming. And yes, there are traumas that we go through. There are family dynamics that we have that plays a fundamental part in how we allow other people to treat us. So before you even get into a relationship, you understand, you need to first work out what it is for you and what it ain't for you. So you need to do the work within. You need to do the healing. You know, you're gonna keep watching my videos, or go watch other videos, or seek ye first the kingdom of God, you understand, because that really helps you form a firm foundation within. But if you're not here for that either, mental health, you know, going to see a therapist, going to do the work on yourself, mind, body, and spirit, podcast plug real quick. I do have a podcast, so if you do want to go check that out, link's going to be in the description box down below. On my podcast, I'm talking this season about mind, body, and spirit. So we are dealing with all these facets of self that is very fundamental on your self-healing, self-love journey, that it takes it's holistic healing, if I could just say that. So do go check that out. But yeah, you need to work on yourself, mind, body, and spirit before you can even find yourself in a relationship. But if you like solo, oaks, because I think I might be in one, then okay, stick around. All hope is not lost. You understand? There's still hope for you at the end of the tunnel, and that's what we're going to be getting into. So I did say that my first note is, number 1, work on yourself. Number 2, are you in a relationship? Now, there are 2 types of toxic relationships. There are the ones that you are in, and then there are the ones that you are not in. Now you're like, so what do you mean? I'm not in a... You guys are not dating. Like, you guys are not in a relationship. You guys are not committed to each other. Yeah, so there are those relationships. Now, dealing with both of them, they have their own little nits and grits, but it's good to identify which bracket you fall in, so that, like, if I'm speaking about something and you're like, Solo, I don't resonate with that because it's probably because you're in a certain bracket. Are you in a relationship? If you feel like, okay, we just if buddies, we just friends, we're being our face, you understand, we just in the talking stage for 6 months. But I don't judge. I don't judge. Like, talk until the cows come home. But yeah, you find yourself in one of those relationships where you like, okay, we didn't put a label on it, and you're dealing with toxicity. I feel like that's a whole nother chat, but I'm not here to like say love yourself, you understand, because some people love those type of situations, but I think maybe if you're going to continue watching this, you are kind of like tired of these cycles and these relationships. So yeah. And then there are those people who are in actual commitments with people who are toxic. So firstly, let's outline what toxic people are, or what they do, or what they're about. Because I know that word gets thrown around, nitty gritty all around. And it's like, okay, toxic. Am I toxic? Is she toxic? Who's toxic? How's toxic? So let me tell you toxic. So toxic people are people who create dysfunction in all facets of their life and in your life. So they are the people who have drama, are in drama, always on drama, just drama, like no, I'm not gonna say that, because I said to my friend, but like she a wholesome hand. But you can compare their life to like the lives of Temptation Island or Love Island type of situations, like those type of dramatic situations, or even in like family relationships or chronic. But this is mostly based on relationships with like your partner or a person that you're intimate with. So this is not really friends and family, but yeah, like their lives are always in drama, like toxic people. So it's drama, it's dysfunction in their lives. They just messy, you understand, they lack accountability. One thing about toxic people, they will never take accountability for their actions, for what they do, for what they say, what they don't do, what they don't say. Never that. It's always just like, why don't you call me? Well, I mean, am I your father to call you every single day? Like, and you're like, what? No, you're not. But like, untrustworthy. I mean, sometimes this is kind of one that gets overlooked sometimes, because it's kind of like, if you're putting up with the person in the first place that is treating you ill, they're not trustworthy, because you can't trust them with your emotions, you can't trust them with your sanity, you can't trust them with your body, because 10 times out of 10, you understand, they're probably doing you dirty, in one facet or the other. So they're not trustworthy in the first place, you understand. Manipulative, that's one thing toxic people are going to do to the T. They're gonna manipulate you. Like, it's gonna be raining and you like, isn't it raining? Be like, no, it's not raining. I feel like you're the one who brings the rain. Why is it always raining? And you're like, whoa. Like, I mean, manipulative to the max. And lastly, I'm gonna say they fake. Like, they fake. Like, toxic people are fake, and sometimes it's like it's hard to see toxicity in our relationships, because you know, in these relationships sometimes you don't get to see them with other people, you don't get to see them around their friends or their family, so sometimes you don't know what you're actually dealing with. But I mean, when a person shows you who they are, best believe them. Because like, I had an incident with let's put one shade of gray with me, and then there were like 49 other shades of gray with other people, and I wouldn't really spend much time with the people that they would spend time with, so I wouldn't get to see them in these different elements. But when I did, it would always leave me like confused, like, what? Like, but when you with me, it's that, child. So yeah, they fake, you understand. And I know when we think of fake, it's sometimes friendships, but people in relationships can be fake too. Like, especially with guys, like when they're with the girl, and I've seen this with myself, like they can be so like one-on-one, it's like so lovey-dovey, like they really dig you. But then when they get around their friends, or even girls too, I mean, girls, anybody's accessible to be fake. But when they get around their friends, like, yo, she like this, he like this, that, and the third, you understand? So it kind of gets like very fake. And then that's why when these people see you out in public, I might be going off track, but I mean, just to finish the thought, when these people see you out in public, they treat you differently, because like when your person's one-on-one with you, you're getting another energy. But when he's with his friends, or when she's with her friends, she's saying another thing. So when you pull up, it's like, or it's like she crazy, or he crazy, or they like this or they like that, because two sides of the story, there are two sides to the story of your relationship, and you don't know the other one, you understand? So that's another one. Okay, so in these relationships, number one, you shouldn't be in them. You know, the things that I'm gonna list, like, I hope you're not in a relationship like this, but if you are, take these notes, and then maybe, you know, sit with yourself sometime and then be like, okay, is this actually what I want for my life? Do I deem this as okay? Is this my standard? Do I accept this? You understand? Do they align with my goals, with my values, you know? So yeah, I'm not here to overwhelm you, or even not, I don't think it's overwhelming. I think sometimes it's like, wow, like, I didn't know that was a thing. Now it is a thing. How does it make me feel? Do I have to change my life? Everything takes time, but I'm just here to share. So you know, number one, what I would say about toxic people, they waste your time. Now, I mean, anybody can waste your time, but in relationships with someone who is toxic, it's a whole lot of time wasting. And this is something that I really am big about. Please don't waste my time, because when I enter a relationship, or when I entered situationships, I feel like I was very clear about my intentions. Like, okay, I really like you and I'd like for us to date. But best believe, like, when you get with like a toxic person, they are going to give you 60,000 reasons why that is not possible. They're going to continuously keep you dangled in the air. Toxic people don't like to make things like solid. I think it's a lack, again, it comes into a lack of accountability, that if I put a label on this relationship, that means now I have to show up, I have to do this, that, and the third, I have to be accountable. And they just can't. They can't do that. So it's better to just be like, oh, we're friends with benefits, we're in the talking zone, and then you find yourself giving to this person things that should be in a relationship, but because they've confused you into thinking that them not making you a priority is okay because you guys are not together, then you find yourself in a space where you've wasted precious months of your life, or years for some people, you know. And that's one thing I can say about toxic relationships. When you get out of it, it's always like, wow, I really wasted my time, you know. They just keep you dangled in a loop, you know. If they have toxic traits, like they lack accountability, they lie a lot, they manipulate, and then they apologize. They don't even apologize sometimes, but before that, it gets so dragged out. Like, why am I having to chase you? Why are you never available? Why? Just constantly wasting your time. Like, why isn't he calling me back? It's been 3 days. Why isn't she texting me? You know, she keeps me on a loop. All the schemes of wasting your precious time. Number two, they reflect issues back onto you. They act confused. That's another big thing in toxic relationships. When you come to the man and you're like, yo, I feel like you're not giving as much emotionally as I am giving, you know. And it's like, whoa, like, then he'll flip it and be like, whoa, like, do you just go about the world giving yourself emotionally away to people? Like, whoa, like, some things take time. Like, whoa, like, even girls, you know, girls do it too. They're like, I mean, well, it's very rare though that girls do it, so. But let me just say, people, you know, they make you doubt how you feel. They make you doubt how you see things. They act confused all the time. Like, you know, when we were at the club, I felt like you saw me, but you didn't come to me, or you saw me and you avoided me, or what? Like, and then it's like, oh, I did? Did I? I don't think I did. And then you're there like, whoa, like, am I overthinking right now? You know, you bring up little things. Like, I feel like you avoidant when it comes to talking about what we should make this, you know. Then they're like, nah, it's just that I feel like you kind of pushy, you know, and it comes back to you never taking accountability for their actions, or this, that, and the third, you know. So it kind of becomes very difficult to have conversations with toxic people, because like there will never be that space where it's like, okay, I see how I am doing this wrong, and you know, it's never gonna get that. It's always just gonna be like, I feel like you should actually work on yourself, like go find yourself. And then it's like, but all I asked was if we could spend more time together. I don't understand. Child, listen. Okay, they lead you on and then run away. That kind of comes into what I just said. They lead you on, they do everything. They maybe they text you, maybe they spend like 2 weeks, you know, giving you phone calls every single weekend, you understand? Or every single weekday, you know, you guys are on phone calls. And then by the time you get in your feelings and you get mushy about it, and you start now, you know, wanting to reciprocate and give more to that energy, they go deuces. You understand? One thing about toxic people, they will go deuces on you. They will ghost you like Casper, and they're not the friendly ghost. You understand? They just ghost you. They go MIA, and then they hit you back with a, hey stranger. Hey you. Ooh, child, listen. Shoot me. I mean, kidding, don't shoot me, but like, they go missing just when things are bubbling, just when the emotions are like, okay, I feel like I'm about to say, I think gone. MIA. You understand? Another one is, it's either their way or the highway. I think a lot of toxic people don't know how to compromise, because I don't think that's in it. There's nothing in it for them, because toxic people are usually centered around themselves, because it wouldn't be toxic if it wasn't self in the first place. Like, if you care for other people, you don't have time to be toxic. But if you care about yourself, you don't care about the feelings of other people. So it comes back to, it's either their way or the highway. And toxic people, they don't really compromise. So it's like, if you like, I feel like we should go to this restaurant, or we should go do this, you know, date plan, or we should go do this, you know, at night, let's go for ice cream date. Toxic people, no. If they have something better to do with their friends, trust and believe, they'd rather be doing that, and they're gonna be doing that. Like, maybe your poor soul, you know, you serious about like relationships, and like you make time, you know, you make time for your situationship, or your friends with benefits, or, you know, could be a relationship type of energy, and they just don't have the time of day for you. It's like, if their friends are doing something more, or if something else is going on in their lives, they're gonna prioritize that, you know. And it comes back to you wasting your time and stuff like that. And it's just really going to be their way of the highway. When they want to see you, they're going to want to see you 10 p.m., 2 a.m. You understand? It's like, come through. Like, you know, Future's congregation. those toxic chants, like, and girls, because like there's girls who ride for Future too. I mean, nothing wrong with his music, nothing wrong. But like, I mean, some of the things that they stand for, it's problematic. I mean, I also had my season, you understand, in the toxic train. So I don't judge, you know, I hear no, see no, speak no evil, I don't know. So, but I'm just here to tell it like it is. Like, those people who ride for Future, you know, the ride or dies, like, those are kinda, that's a red flag in itself. So I feel like if you're dealing with one of those, leave. Get out. They don't come at their best, and they don't even try. And I'm not saying like they don't come at their best, like maybe like not finances, you know, like we're never gonna make it about finances, because I mean, laugh is laugh, yeah, but like let's talk about like emotionally and mentally. They don't come at their base. Like when you feel like they deal with you, they give you the bare minimum, like the bare minimum, like the bare, you understand? Like they barely ever like share how they feel. They never really get into what's going on in their life. Like, or even sometimes they come into your life and they're getting over a breakup or someone in the past. Like that person is the starter pack for wasting your time. You understand? Those people who are like, wait for me while I heal. Or you feel like you have to stay with them because you helping heal them. Like, child, you are not their mother or father or their therapist. You are in no way licensed to watch over them. But it's kind of that heart, you know. Some people have those hearts. No, he has to go work on those issues by themselves. You understand? You are not meant to save anybody. You know, she don't want to be saved. Don't save her. You know, those type of people. And you find yourself in those relationships, you're like, nah, I gotta. No, child, they're not coming with their best foot forward. They are not coming correct, and that means they shouldn't have a space in your life in the first place. But that's another sign. Like if you see this person has gang issues and all the issues are projected onto you, but they're doing nothing to fix those issues, and they're continuously putting you in a loop of toxicity. Remember, toxic people love dysfunction. If they make your life dysfunctional, their life is still dysfunctional. I feel like that's not a relationship you should find yourself in. And if emotionally they cannot communicate with you, they cannot express how they're feeling and what they're going through, you know, I mean, we're not perfect, so not everybody can show up in a relationship and be like, when you said this, it made me feel like this, and I took time to. No. Some people are struggle. Like, yo, I'm upset, you know. 50,000 on my ladies disrespect. But like some people can be like, I'm upset, you know, like, you know, but give me some time and I'll come communicate later, you know. Some other people are like, I'm upset, and then they go ghost for like 2 weeks or a month, and then they hit you with, hey stranger. Anyways, moving right along, waiting on potential. That's another thing. If you're in a relationship and you're always like, but he could be, she could be, it could be, we could be. No. Red flag. Cut it out. X that. You understand? Waiting on potential is such a like hack in itself, because like if someone does, if you in a place where you're like, you don't know what you guys are, but you want to be more, and you feel like you've been getting signals, but you're a bit confused, so you find yourself like, what are we? Child, you're not a we. You are me. By yourself, you understand? Like, yeah, I think that's a very big one. Like if you have to constantly question like what your guys' relationship is, I feel like that's also a sign that you might not be in a relationship, and it's not the one that you want to find yourself in. Like waiting for people to choose you, waiting for someone to value you, waiting for someone to treat you right is a whole lot of waiting, and it comes back to wasting your time. There are people out there in the world who take one look at you, and I can tell you this is true. One look at you and decide that, listen, it's on. It's me, it's you, nobody else. This conception that you need to give people time to like mess with you, and then like when they feel like they're ready, they can come and talk. No, it's an illusion. It's a whole lot of illusions. And I mean, if you are comfortable in that space, if you're like, no, Solo, I love being a non-priority. I love not knowing where I stand with the person. I love the confusion of emotions between friend but also lover. I just love the juggling. Then I mean, as you were, soldier. But if you like, Solo, it gives me anxiety. I'm just so confused. I've lost my eating patterns. I'm constantly worried. I'm constantly... then clearly, child, that's not what you should be doing. And waiting for someone to change, waiting for someone to treat you right, waiting is such an illusion, and it is such a waste of time, because people will show up exactly how they want to show up. And if they show you who they are, believe you them, you know. So, and even if you stay with someone during that period of them, you know, waiting to make you a main, or make you, you know, take you out of this friend zone or friendship zone into, you know, the main category, that person 10 times out of 10 is working on another relationship, or they could even leave you, you know, by the time they healed or whatever. When they reach their potential, they don't respect you, because in that whole trials and tribulations, you know, they got themselves together, and then they were like, you know what, this hun didn't love herself, let me go find, you know, something. And then you're gonna be left there like, I stayed with them for 5 years and he never engaged, we never got engaged, but he was dating her for like 6 months, Solo, 6 months. And I went on Insta and I saw the ring, you know. You see, no, that's not how it should be. People know how they want to place you. And if they don't place you, they don't want to place you. You know, that's what I said. I don't know where I said. I think I might have said in my podcast. But people, like, if they don't place you, there's no place for you. You know, I mean, and I know some people could be like, by Solo, we dealing with things. Then deal with it single. Or deal with it with someone who, you know, doesn't want more. Like, I don't know. I think some people could be like, yeah, but when we entered, you know, it was all fun and games, and then they started becoming serious. When you see that they're getting serious, you understand, that's when you should cut the cord, like, straight away. But instead of like the person's getting serious and you like see them getting serious, but you're still treating them like something that they don't want to be anymore, I think that's when it becomes toxic, and that's when you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, period. You understand? Another one is, if they I already said that if you have to guess what you are already, that's like a red flag. Get out. Inconsistency, another one. You know, those people in and out, you understand, a whole lot of swift energy. They come, they love bomb you, you know, they, wow, you're so beautiful, saw your new pic on Insta, and then they're like in your life for like a good 3 days, and then they go MIA, and then you there like, why did I sleep? Like, what was that 2 days? And then you want to hit them up like, what's going on? Like, what were we just doing? What with the whoa? And they're like, what's up? You like, but what was that? What was what? Comes back to that acting dumb, acting confused, acting like they don't speak English no more. Like, they don't speak your language, or they don't know who you are. Like, all of a sudden, it's like you're crazy now, because like, why were you expecting more? Okay, yes, I called you baby. Yes, I've been blowing up your phone for the last like 3 days. Yes, I took you out. Yes, I said you're my wifey. But like, chill, bro. Chill. Whoa. And then finally, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. You know, you can never change another person. You can only change yourself. So all of this advice, yes, you can look at the relationship, but if you are not willing to choose yourself, if you're not willing to pick something more for yourself, you will never be able to leave these relationships. And then you'll always just find yourself in a space where you're like, I'm dealing with this person, and you'll never stop dealing with these type of people. Because if you are attracting these toxic type of people, there's something like maybe subconsciously inside of you that thinks you deserve these type of people, which you don't. We are all on this earth divinely made, beautiful, you know, just full of love, you understand? And I don't think anybody writes a list when they're like 6 and says, I just want to be treated like junk, just like utter trash. You know, I think we all have that little thing this inside of us that says like, I just want love. I want to be treated, you know, well. I want to be treated, you know, great. You understand? Nobody really wants to be treated like an option or like a second choice, unless that's your own choice. And then, I mean, live your life and live it to the fullest. You understand? But then if you find yourself in this type of situation, I think you should let these people go. You should cut it loose, you know, cut it, and just let it go. If you do want to know on how to let relationships go, let these people go, I'll leave something up here on lessons on letting go. But letting go of relationships that don't serve you is one of the important keys. It's gonna be hard, it's brutal, and I mean, there's so much that goes into those relationships that you might feel like you're dependent on them emotionally, physically, you know, mentally, but you need to question why you are. And then it becomes like an inward job again. Like, I'm attracted to people who don't value me because there's a part of me that doesn't value myself. You know, I'm attracted to people who abuse me because I've never learned to love who I am. And then it's back to doing the inward journey. These things take time and they don't happen overnight, but it always comes back to awareness. If you are aware of something, then you know how to deal with it and how to go from A to B to see yourself to glory. So yeah, that's all Solow has to say for this YouTube video. If you did like my vibe, please do subscribe, like, and comment, all that good stuff. Do listen to my podcast if you want some more on me, or go check out some other videos. That would be so cool too. But yeah, wherever you are in the world, I hope that you have a lovely day and that you remember that you're a blessing to yourself and to those around you.